playoffs, no matter what, two teams come in and only one team continues. Playoffs are the best, and I already know who's going to win the Super Bowl. And I'm going to tell you later in this video, along with all other games, and who I think will win and go all the way. And I know I'm a little bit late to the show because wildcard weekend already happened, but besides the Bears-Packers game, I pretty much already had what happened on my bracket because I'm a genius. But don't get mad at me in the comments. We're going to do it anyway, even though we're a little bit late. I've been busy, so I didn't have time to make the video. So starting with round 2 of the NFL playoffs. Starting with a probably very controversial one, the Rams versus the Bears. I think this game could go either way. It's going to be close no matter what. At least hopefully, because these are two pretty good teams. But ultimately, I think the Rams have slowly been degrading since they were really good at the beginning of the season. Matthew Stafford's insane, but he had a broken finger, and they almost lost to the Panthers. If the Bears play their best, they should be able to beat the Rams, in my opinion. Staying with the NFC, we have the 49ers versus the Seahawks. The Seahawks had a first-round bye, so this is their first playoff game against the 49ers. And as you guys know, the 49ers beat the Eagles. Was it a good game? Not really. I did not think the 49ers were nearly as efficient as they should have been scoring. They messed around a little too much. Brock Purdy was still decent. Christian McCaffrey was crazy. But if they're just going to play like that, I don't think they're going to have a chance against the Seahawks. I'm not writing them off completely, but I think the Seahawks are really just going to come out and destroy them. If Sam Darnold can lock in and pay attention, and their defense can be as good as it's been all season, then Seahawks will win all the way. Now taking it to the AFC, starting with the Texans and the Patriots. The Patriots played the other night, and it wasn't really an entertaining game, but they won the game, which is ultimately the most important thing. It didn't really impress me how they did it. It was kind of a slow game, and they only started playing good at the end, but at the same time, the Chargers weren't playing good either, so maybe it was just like momentum. Losing's contagious. And then also with the Texans, when they played the other night, I went to bed and I checked the score in the morning, and all of a sudden they had 30 points. So I have no idea what happened with that. But when I watched 70% of the game, it was a close game. And they were both playing horrible. But anyway, even though the Texans have had a pretty good year this year, I have never thought of them as a playoff team. CJ Stroud is alright, but the way he threw a bunch of interceptions the other day, I do not think against a better rushing team that he will have better results. The Steelers were never going to win that game. I'm sorry, I always had the Texans in that. But the Patriots versus Texans, who will win? Well, I'm sticking with Drake May, the Patriots. The Texans haven't been very consistent, and as long as the Patriots play like the best they can, they should handle the Texans. Now in my opinion, the best game of the week, the Bills versus the Broncos. I think I'm pretty weird. I think the Broncos are better than most people think, and I think the Bills are overrated because it seems like everyone's always talking about the Bills. The other day when I was watching the Bills and the Jaguars, the Bills were not that good, and they did not manhandle a small team that's not supposed to be in the playoffs. So regardless of who I think is going to win, I think the Broncos are going to have a better chance, and it's going to be a somewhat close game. Don't ride either of those teams off, and this game is going to be pretty entertaining. But ultimately, I still think the Bills are better, mainly just because of Josh Allen and James Cook. I think they're going to win. The Broncos are going to have a good chance. I wouldn't really be surprised if they won. So I have the Bills in this. Sorry, Broncos. Now on to the semifinals, starting with the NFC, the Seahawks versus the Bears. the Bears had a good run, okay? They're in the semifinals going against the Seahawks, who have been way better than anyone thought they were going to be this year. But sadly, the Bears' run ends here. Caleb Williams, he's not consistent after the game where they beat the Rams. And the Seahawks just manhandle them. I'm just saying stuff. I don't know if they'll manhandle them, but I do have the Seahawks winning this game and going to the Super Bowl. You're welcome, Seattle. Going back to the other side, the Bills versus the Patriots. I do think the Texans and the Patriots, the game that got the Patriots here, are the two worst teams in the playoffs after the wild card round. And I think the Bills will win. They played in the regular season. The Bills won, even though it was a very close game. I think the Patriots really could win if the Bills play a game, they lax off, which they've done before. They've done this year. So the Bills really need to pay attention and finish it through. And if they do that, the Bills should win, in my opinion. But the Patriots still had a really good year, even if they lose here, because it's semifinals in the NFL. That's crazy. One game from the Super Bowl. But that means going to the Super Bowl are the Seahawks versus the Bills going to California. I know some of you guys are probably furious watching this video, but I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. But anyway, the Bills versus Seahawks in the Super Bowl. I think this would be a very interesting Super Bowl to watch because it has the Seahawks and the Bills, who don't have the Chiefs standing in their way. Well, I think ultimately, the Bills will take care of business. Yes, that is right. I think it is the Bills' year. From the coldest place for the NFL to a warm place in California. I think they will take care of business and beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. I don't know the score. I don't know if it's going to be a lot, but that's my prediction. Those are my predictions. Make sure you go down in the comments and say your opinions because I want to hear them. I won't care if you go down in the comments and say you are horrible at picking teams, which will be decided in the future and see if this actually was right. But go down in the comments, say your opinions. I'm genuinely curious to hear them. Well, anyway, enjoy watching football this weekend. I'm trying to get on a better uploading schedule, so uploading once every week. So stay tuned to that. Make sure you subscribe and see ya.